So we all know the video by Simon Sinek about what is your why, or start with why, I think is what it was actually called. And recently I really have been reflecting on this and using that tool, what is your why, in my personal life. And even when I talk to other people, when I'm coaching other people, I talk to them about what their why is because it is such a powerful tool. So for me right now, as I'm in pursuit of dreams and goals that I've had that are just kind of coming back to me, I have gone back to this question: what is your why? And whenever asking this question, it's important to dig deep to the point where you might get a little teary eyed, because that is really the core of why you might want to do something. Give it a shot. I'll tell you, I have 6 reasons that make up a big why. And so the first reason is, for me now, the fear of regret is much larger than the fear of failure. I don't necessarily believe in failure because I always feel that you learn a lesson. I think that if I don't even try, I would have a bigger regret later on in life. So it is important for me to go after my dreams. Failure just really teaches lessons, whatever lessons, to just keep going. But the fear of regret is much larger for me. So that's number one. Number two is, there is this just larger spiritual journey that my husband and I are on together that continues to show itself as we grow in our relationship. And part of that is the ability to follow what it is that we hear in our heart. And one of the things that I hear in my heart is that I have to follow my dreams, and I know what he is thinking about as well. The third reason is for my mom. My mom always encouraged me to follow my dreams. She would put her resources behind it. No matter what it is that I told her that I wanted to do, she always believed in me. And she even showed me by just putting everything behind what it is that I really wanted to do. The fourth reason is because I tell my kids to follow their dreams. And I tell them that they can do anything with God behind them. And so if I am telling them that they can do anything with God behind them, then I have to be an example. I have to show them that I believe the same thing by my own actions. Number five is that I have family, I have friends that ultimately I want to be able to give a lot of myself to, really always, because these are the people that have been there for me my entire life and have really supported me along the way. So I keep them up front all the time. Family, like cousins, my aunts, my uncle, grandmothers, like, is everybody that I can think of that has been there in my life. I want to be able to be there for in any way without any restraints, whenever the time is necessary to be able to do that. Sixth reason is along the same lines. The gift is not just for me. Whatever it is that I was born with was not just for me to keep inside myself. It was meant for me to share with other people. And so I hope to be able to do that by following what I hear in my heart, ultimately following, quote unquote, my dreams. But really, it is the message that I just keep getting from the Creator. So use this tool. This is a really powerful tool. It really changes the game no matter what the journey is, whether it is weight loss, whether it is getting healthy, whether it is trading, right? Whether it is starting a business, whatever it might be, whatever your goals and dreams are for yourself, it is important to really get to what your why is, because it'll keep you in the game much longer. So let's get to it. Without health, we really don't have much. I know personally from when I was struggling with my health that it was miserable. Didn't feel good. I was tired all the time. I had some pain. My body wasn't functioning properly. It just didn't feel good. I was no use to myself, and I definitely was no use to anybody else around me. So I know that health is important. We can buy medical care, but we cannot buy health. And I know that we have control. We have control. And how do I know that we have control? Well, science has now been really backing the study of epigenetics. And that is really how our cells express themselves above the gene. So for example, think about if you have two people that are identical twins. You have one twin that eats a breakfast sandwich every day that has sausage and eggs in it. He eats a cheeseburger and fries every day with some pop, okay? For a snack, they're having chips with more pop. They're having cookies and ice cream. For dinner, they're having a big old steak with fries and or mashed potatoes with some pop, right? And then, so that's one twin. And then you have another twin who is eating an organic plant-based diet. For example, they're eating smoothies for breakfast, they're eating salads for lunch, and maybe they have another salad or a smoothie, or they have some kind of plant-based soup for dinner. Which twin do you think is going to be healthier? Is it going to be this twin or is it going to be this twin? As I'm saying that, I'm thinking to myself, I didn't even ask the question, do you think one twin will be healthier than the other? That's not the question. We already know that one is going to be much more healthy than the other. We know what one twin will likely look like, and we know what the other twin will likely look like. We know what one twin will be struggling with, and we know what the other twin will not be struggling with, just based on what it is that they eat. Now, their lifestyles probably also have, not probably, but they do. They have a lot to do with how they express, what shows up on the outside between the two of them. Now, it is very important to get to what your why is, because without it, you might want to quit. Your why has to be strong enough to really hit your heart. It should bring tears to your eyes. You should start to feel like tears are starting to form when you think about what your why is. So for example, is it unbearable to live every day because of being unhealthy? Is there a lot of pain associated with whatever it is that you may be struggling with? Are you tired all the time? You're just tired of being tired, right? Do you have kids that you want to be around for? Do you have grandkids that you want to play with? You want to be able to play with your grandkids. Do you have a spouse that you want to be here for? Those are the kinds of things that you want to get to when we are talking about what your why is. Very, very important to ask yourself this question and actually write it down. After you write it down, make sure you look at it every single day in the morning. What is my why? Why am I doing this? Especially on the days that it's really, really difficult to stay the course. It is important to look at it, remind yourself of what your why is, and then get right back into action.